What if I told you that setbacks are not the end of your journey, but a part of it? And that very moment you call failure are actually proof that you are still going strong. Hello there, and welcome back to Journey Beyond the Skill. I'm your host, Dr. Joyce, your smiling doctor, and I'm so grateful you tuned in and you are here today with us in this journey. This is where we talk about healing our relationship with our bodies, with food, and most importantly, with ourselves. In our last episode, we explored why diets don't work and what actually does. Today, we are going to dive into something that happens to all of us on this journey: setbacks. Because the truth is, setbacks are not failures. In fact, they are part of progress and part of the process of you losing the weight. Let me give you a personal story about my own setback. When I first decided to stop weighing myself, you were right. I was determined. I thought, this is it. I'll never step on the scale again. But guys, about 3 weeks in, I caved in. I gave up. I was stressed. I was tired. And the scale was right there. The number blinked up at me, and immediately the old voices rushed back. See, you can't do it. You will never change. You are failing. I carried that heaviness with me all day. And that is what the scale is going to do to you. The scale is going to tell you how to act in a certain day. It's going to tell you if you're going to be happy that day or not. But guys, throughout all this, we're going to work on that, okay? And we are not going to give the scale that power. But later on that day, when I reflected, I realized something very important, that stepping on the scale did not erase the weeks of freedom that I had experienced or I had had. I realized that it was setback, yes, but it was not failure. It was part of learning. And you may ask yourself, why does setback happens? It is normal. Setback is normal. In every facet of life, setback is normal. In your career, in family life, at your job, at your business, setbacks are normal. Because change is not linear. It's not in a straight line. Healing does not move in a straight upward line. It's zigzag. And they always say old habits die hard. And returning to old habit doesn't mean you are weak. No. It means your brain is doing what it knows to do. And life is very unpredictable. There's stress, there's social pressures, there's cultural expectation. All this can pull us back into old circles. And culturally, this is amplified. It makes it big. And in some cultures, body image and weight are deeply tied to family expectations, marriage prospects, or social approval. That means a setback is not just about behavior, it can feel like letting your culture down. It can feel like letting your family or your identity down. That's a lot of weight to carry. And let's reframe setbacks. And here are some mindset shift that change everything for me. Setbacks are like data. You collect data. It's like you collect some information that is going to help you determine if it's successful or not. And these data are not judgments. They are information about what triggered you, what environment you were in, or what emotions came up. Instead of thinking, I failed, try asking, what was happening before this moment? How was I feeling? What can I learn for next time? And when you're curious, when you get really curious, instead of being critical, setback becomes stepping stone, not stumbling block. And yeah, some strategies to help you move forward through your setback. Pause. and reflect. And instead of spiraling into shame, take a deep breath. You can also write down some of the triggers. Was it stress? Is it loneliness? Was it social pressures? And practice self compassion. Talk to yourself as if you're talking to your friend. I know this is hard, but you are still moving forward. Also practice self-kindness, and self-kindness has proven to support long-term resilience more than self-criticism. You cannot criticize yourself to success. It's hard because each time you criticize yourself, you are diminishing yourself and you trash dump yourself. You put all this negative thought and all these negative words into yourself like, I'm not worthy, I don't look good, I'm not supposed to be in this social circle. And I mean, all those are trash dumping yourself. Reconnect to non-scale victories. And you can ask yourself question like this. Did you sleep better this week? Did you say yes to a social event without worrying about food? Did you move your body in a way that felt joyful? These are wins that the scale can never ever measure. That scale is not good, guys. Stay away from the scale. Lean on your support system. Share your struggle with a trusted friend, someone who is going to support you and not somebody that's going to put you down. You know, we have a lot of those in our society, in our community. People just want to judge you. They don't know the struggles you're going through, but you have to find a friend or a support group that is going to help you through this struggle. And remember, you are not alone in this. Setback is universal. Everybody goes through setback, whether it's in your job, whether it's in your family, whether it's in your career. Setback is universal. And let's look at some of the cultural perspectives on setback. In many cultures, food is central to gathering. You know, in my community, food is just like I said, central to gathering. We cook food and it brings joy. Everybody brings the dish that they know how to make, or to cook. And we sit down, we eat, we enjoy the food. And that's community. And saying no to a family meal because you're trying to be good, that's not just about food. It's about identity. It's about belonging and connection. And when you give in and eat the food, you may feel like you've broken your diet or failed your journey. No, don't feel that. You are just connecting to your culture, to family. But reframing this is powerful. Participating in cultural tradition is not a setback. It's part of living fully. And eating your grandma's dish is not a taboo, okay? You have to eat your grandma's food. And you know how grandma's food is. It's really good, right? It is good. And you can't say no to a dessert at a wedding. You're doing all this because you know it's nourishment of the soul, and it is much as part of our body. It nourishes our soul and our body. That's not failure, it's balance. And this is my turning point. I realized that every time I slept, I was still learning. And slowly I became less afraid of mistakes. And each setback taught me resilience. And it showed me where I still held onto diet culture and gave me the chance to rewrite the story in my head. And over time, I stopped seeing setbacks as evidence I could not change and started seeing them as proof that I was still walking the path, and which is imperfectly but faithfully. Here's a takeaway, and here's what I want you to hold on for today. Setbacks are not the opposite of progress, they are part of progress. Healing is not about perfection, it's about persistent. You have to be persistent, you have to be consistent. Every stumble carries a lesson. and every lesson makes you stronger. Here's a question for you. I have this question for you. When was the last time you saw a setback as failure? Think of it. Have you seen setback as failure? How could you refrain from that and learning instead? How could you refrain setbacks and use it as a learning curve? What's one small step forward you can take today, even if yesterday felt like a setback? And listen, guys, take setback as progress. Don't look at it as if you failed or you are weak or you don't have willpower. Make sure every little non-scale victories you are recording it to look at it later and say, these were the things I was ignoring because setbacks are part of the journey. Thank you for joining me today for Journey Beyond the Scale. And in this episode, if you're in the middle of a setback right now, I hope this conversation reminds you you are not failing, you are learning. Keep walking, keep choosing yourself. You have to choose yourself each and every time. And if this episode encouraged you, please share it with someone who might need it. And don't forget to subscribe at Journey BTS. That's our YouTube channel. And also leave us a review, like, share, comment. It helps more people to find this community. And I will be very grateful if you do that. Next time, we'll talk about one of my favorite parts of this journey, celebrating non scale victories. I can't wait for you guys to hear my non scale victories. It is going to encourage you and you are going to like it. Don't forget to subscribe and download our YouTube channel. And until then, be kind to yourself. You are more than a number. I am more than a number.
This podcast shares my personal experiences and insights for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice and it should not replace guidance from your healthcare provider or qualified professional. Journey beyond the scale, I find my way.